You guys are going to get a kick out of this. A pair of Republican legislators in Wisconsin are circulating a bill that would create a 7-day work week for the state's workers. A 7-day work week. I don't know if you know this. There are only 7 days in the week. They want you to work every day. The people pushing the bill, State Senators Glenn Grothman and Mark Bourne, who proposed it, and they're arguing that the 7-day work week will increase productivity in the state and stimulate revenue. And it's only for the small price of giving up your life and coming to work for a corporate overlord every waking minute. Small price, a little itty-bitty price to pay here. You know, nothing crazy. The bill was pushed by the state's largest anti-union business lobby, the Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, and conceived of when they noticed that the federal government does not have a rule mandating that workers receive a certain number of hours off per work cycle. Now that I found really interesting. See, this is an example of if we had good labor regulations, if we had a government that does what a civilized government is supposed to do and makes rules, then they would have had to back off. If there was some sort of federal law that said, okay, guys, look, if the person who's working wants it, they need to get at least 2 days off per week. But that law doesn't exist. So these guys realized that and they said, how can we take advantage of this and fuck over our workers more to squeeze some extra pennies out of them? And their idea, just propose a 7-day work week. So on top of this news, as we've discussed before, other modern democracies are evolving on this topic while we are devolving. I mean, it's the unions and the labor movement that fought long and hard for the 40-hour work week being the standard thing. Again, it's not that by law, but it's the standard idea. And they fought for the weekend. And now it's just casually being dismantled. Like nothing. You know, like a casual, hey, look at this new bill that forces people to be minor versions of slaves. Should we vote for that? And we already work more than other countries. And we don't have as much time off either. I never get tired of talking about this fact because it's so mind-boggling to me. And how many times have we shown the chart? We've shown it 1,000,000 times. Okay, every other modern industrial nation has paid vacation by law. Not to mention paid sick days, not to mention paid maternity leave and paternity leave and all these other things, right? And they make it so that, you know, you get 20 days off here, 30 days off in that place. A lot of places offer even more than this, right? But the U.S., we get 0 paid days off by law. I mean, we are the most right-wing country. When you look at our social safety net, it's the most meager of all the modern countries. When you look at the time off, same thing. And by the way, your average private business, I'm forgetting the exact amount of time that they give. I think it's 1 week, 1 paid week off on average is what a private business gives in the U.S. A lot of the businesses offer no paid days off. You know, you're lucky if you work for a company that gives you a week and a half or 2 weeks paid off every year. So it's time for us to fight on these issues, man. I'm tired of it. I really am, I have to say. I mean, look, I never understood why the default position on issues like this wasn't, well, hey, if we're starting a society from scratch, what should we break up in terms of our time between leisure and work? 50-50? I mean, that should be the starting position. Well, half the time we work, half the time we have time off. That's where you start the debate from. And then, you know, the Republicans will fire back and say, no, or the conservatives, I should say, no, we don't want to be lazy assholes. Let's work 5 out of the 7 days of the week. Yes, that's my proposal. You know, and then the libs could fire back and say, bro, let's just work Monday and Tuesday. I like how I made the liberal sound like a surfer. Bro, just Monday and Tuesday we'll work, and then the rest of the week we'll, like, chill and, like, you know, have fun. And then the conservatives fire back, no, 4 days, you know, we'll do 4 days. And then the liberals say 3 days, and then you settle on 3.5 days, or you settle on 4 days, or whatever. And that would make sense. That would make sense, okay? But we don't have that. You know, think about how we have enough people in the country, we have the technological ability to work in like shifts. So everybody could get like either a summer vacation off or a winter vacation or a fall vacation, and you split it up so that people always have that, you know, real time to relax, recharge your batteries, maybe focus on your passions as opposed to just the daily grind. But it's not even in the conversation. It's not even, anybody who brings it up is considered like a lunatic. Meanwhile, if you look back in U.S. history, in 1910, it was William Howard Taft, a Republican president, who argued in the New York Times that every man, woman, and child should have 3 months off paid by law. So the old school conservative Republican position was what I'm talking about right now. That every human being should be allowed to be a human being and shouldn't spend all their time slaving away at work for a corporate overlord. That was the old Republican position. Now, if a Democrat says it, he's called a communist and he's laughed at. Man, we really gotta fight back and stop this lunacy. I say the Democrats in Wisconsin should counter-propose the work 7 days a week bill by proposing a work 3 days a week bill. How you like us now? And then the compromise position could be, we'll keep it at 5. Or, if we really want to get what's more ideal, 4-day work week.